What's going on? What's going on? How many meals should you have in a day? You know, that's an interesting concept. It depends on, um, I believe in fasting. I believe in cleansing out the system. I believe in cleansing out the soul. But it depends on the person. Some people are, they got to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they, it all depends on which ways they go about it. You know, it depends on what you're doing, exercising, how much sleep you get. There's a lot of factors involved. Um, it's just one of those things that you have to, depends on the person. Can't sit here and tell somebody that, hey, you should have 2 meals a day. Now, you could have a nice, big, hearty breakfast, and you could also have, you know, a, a meal through vegetables. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that I can't really say. Um, it all depends on the person, all depends on where the day takes you. But how many meals should you have in a day? Um, your intake, your calories, your cholesterol, your digest. It depends on what you are into. I'm into the vegan vegetarian thing. So I don't eat a lot of food per se, a lot of vegetables and maybe a good breakfast, different things. But sometimes it's different. It depends on the time of the day. Depends on how much water you take in. Again, it depends on what you're doing, where the day takes you. Sometimes if I go for a long walk or something, I may or may not even eat early. And if I do eat, that's going to sustain me for 5 or 6 hours. So it all depends on where the day takes you, where you are, what you're doing, your intakes, your exercise. It all depends. It's really interesting how some people can eat like multiple meals and eggs burn it off. And that's another thing too, how you're gonna burn it off, where you're gonna go, uh, you know, all those things are compartmentalized, all those things take on a life of their own, so that is a big question mark in itself. Your nutrition, um, if you like a lot of vegetables, if you like, if your body's on a routine, it's just how it hits time zones. It's a lot of questions too. Sometimes I would say you get a nutritionist or uh, homeopathic homeopathic type of store or place that you can talk about those sort of things. You know, and there's just a lot of little details and so on and so forth. But it's an interesting question. There is I don't really gonna say that, it depends on the individual, depends on what you into, depends on, but it's something that how many meals a day should you have? Some people need two, some need one. Some people fast most of the day. They supply themselves with water, juices, and then they go from dust to dust. So, it all depends on who you are. But that's a good question. I think it changes too as time goes on, and depends what kind of routines you got and what you into. So that would be the best way I would answer it. How many meals should you have a day? What should your intake be? What do you want to do? What do you want to say? So anyway, though, let me know what you think best works for you and what you've tried and what you do. Please hit like, comments, and suggestions. I welcome thoughts and suggestions. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shitter if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay true. And looking forward to response on this. All right, I'm out one time. Peace.